Oh boy, college debates sure are very weird after the passing of Charlie Kirk.
Too oppressive to be reformed. Like cancers of our society, they must and they should be taken down by any means necessary.
Yeah, yo, as of course that situation is just as confusing as, of course, the official narrative of what in the world's going on here. As, of course, there are still some people asking some very serious questions about what happened to Charlie Kirk. Now, some of those questions I think are legitimate. Some of them I think are a little bit ridiculous, as there have been some wild and ridiculous courses that we've been taken down onto. As now enters the chat, Rob O'Neill, the man that has been allegedly the person behind that took down Osama bin Laden, has come out and giving us some of his personal theories about what he thinks happened here. I think it's important to play some of his accusations, play some of his questions. Some of them I agree with, some of them I disagree with, as, let's be honest, there's a lot of lawsuits, there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of ego, and there's a lot of things that were strange or just plain out wrong that needs to be called out here in an honest, earnest conversation. And if you think we facilitate that, subscribe, click the notification button, as of course we are doing our best here to try to have a real dialogue. And I think, a lot of people are either audience captured, a lot of people are just mentally unwell. And I think there's good players and bad players in this entire space here. How do you decipher it? Well, usually people's track records just kind of prove it. Now, the latest time we talked about this particular story was about Andrew Koval's confirmation of the text messages that Candace Owens produced, talking about how Charlie Kirk really was not happy about the Jewish donors pulling out, saying that they played into all the stereotypes, as he believed, according now to many sources, that he was being kind of extorted to take down Tucker Carlson from giving speeches. Now enters the chat Rob O'Neill in an interview with Redacted, and he came out and issued his type of theories about what's going on here. Some of them I disagree with. Some of them I think we could have them easily explained. And we'll just go over this video and then tell you which points I agree with, which points I disagree with, as I think there are still some legitimate questions. Some of the earlier ones, though, I don't think are, and I'll tell you why.
Rob, before I let you go, you went viral last week for comments you made on the Piers Morgan show. Everyone's trying to get answers about the Charlie Kirk assassination. Yes. Everyone has an opinion, ballistics experts, everyone else. We're still waiting for medical examiners' reports and data that we're going to learn about that.
Yeah, it released all the data, and I've been saying that from the very beginning. The fact that we don't have a lot of the data, don't have the official reporting, that we have edited videos, this is why we have a lot of the theories. And let's be honest with ourselves, the FBI hasn't done the best of jobs, and because the FBI hasn't done the best of jobs and has been a little sloppy here, this is why, for multiple reasons, a lot of people believe that there's a lot more to the story than, of course, we're being officially told.
More publicly. But you said from the outset you smelled a rat. You didn't buy the official narrative that we were being spun. I think a lot of Americans think that we were being lied to about what happened that day. Mm-hmm. What stands out to you as a major problem with this assassination and the official narrative that we're being told?
Well, initially, I was sent word that Charlie Kirk got shot and he was in critical condition. And with the video, the moment I saw it, was, wow, that's an exit wound coming out of his neck. And the way his shirt moved, there was an impact nearby.
Now, originally, that's what I thought, too. I was like, I think that might be an exit. And again, I'm not a ballistics expert, and I always said, I'm not a ballistics expert. This is just my own theory. A lot of this will be proven or disproven with the medical examiners. During this time, there's also a lot of people coming out with different theories saying he was shot from behind. I said, I don't think that's true. A lot of people were running with that theory. I said, I don't believe it. My original theory was that he got shot here and that this was an exit wound. It looks like that's not the case here. And there's been incredible work done by Dr. Chris Martinson that examined this and actually says that it does make sense. Go watch his video. He goes into deep kind of analysis. He says the auditory events don't make sense, but he says, as far as ballistics-wise, as far as the bullet entering, hitting the bone, traveling down and up, and the cavitation, like you see in those kind of reenactments with the jail, adds up, makes sense with what is happening here. Now, we still don't know the exact type of grain. We still don't even know the caliber. We got one ATF leaked report, but has that ATF report been kind of confirmed here? We don't know that.
I've killed a lot of people closer than that cameraman, and I've seen what happens. I've seen entry wounds and exit wounds. Immediately, it didn't make sense.
Now, again, people who hunt know, people who are soldiers know that it all depends, and that bullets act very weird, especially when they enter into the body. Now, I don't think it helped that we have comments like the Superman bones. That doesn't help. And regardless of that, after analyzing everything, I am thinking, and originally I got laughed at this. People were like, "You're crazy. You believe in the magic bullet theory." Well, after doing a lot of research, it's not a magic bullet theory. It's a bullet entering, hitting a bone, traversing the body. Happened to someone I knew growing up in New York City, in Brooklyn. Someone got shot with a .22 in the buttocks. The bullet traveled all the way to their heart. Okay, the big caliber bullet, lots of cavitation. The bullet potentially fragmented. We don't know. We're going to have the reports hopefully soon that allow us to get all these questions answered.
And then, then we got a different shooter. The FBI announces they got him.
Now that right there, that's one of those, like, okay, FBI screwed up here. Kash Patel released a very weird statement. It's also important to know that Charlie knew Kash Patel, and that Kash Patel might have jumped the gun because of being emotional or something was going on here. There's also the strange story of the guy that was literally coming out and saying, "I did it," was pants down, running around. What? Aziz came out, and he came out and was like, "Oh yeah, I also got weird stuff on my phone with children. You could arrest me for that too." Yep, I was just trying to make sure that the guy doing the shooting got away. And I'm like, what? Huh? So the question of the FBI goofing up here could be a legitimate goof up from the FBI saying, "Oh yeah, we caught the guy," and then they didn't. That was, again, could be a mistake, could be a part of something larger here. I think it's more probably a mistake. But also, one of the reasons why people are like, I don't trust the FBI. Anyway, before talking about that and a lot more, I wanted to tell you about We Are Change.shop before playing the rest of the clip and talking about this guy also on Piers Morgan. We'll get into all of it. As, of course, one of the supplements that we have, I just took right now. I just had a lunch. I'm starting to take care of my diet. I had arugula salad, which I never have before. But there's a lot of really interesting data highlighting arugula. Anyway, one of the things that I took with my meals is essential fatty. Why? I don't trust a lot of the fish out there. A lot of the fish out there have mercury and heavy metals and parasites. I want to get my source of fish from small fish, and I get it from sardines. And that's where we get our essential fish oil that I just took. A lot of people report, and there are some very interesting scientific studies highlighting how if you take fish oils and have a major workout, your soreness and your tiredness afterwards decreases significantly. So I'm going to test that out. I just took some fish oil. I'm going to go hit the gym. I'm going to do too much like I always do. And hopefully I don't injure myself. And I'm going to go work out, and I'm going to see if this theory is true. So that's one of the things that I like about my store. I like to take these products. I like to test them out on myself. I like seeing all the scientific studies behind them. Again, lots of people sell you booze, gambling, debt, and I'm like, hey, why not try be healthy? Why not try to take care of yourself? And that's where I started We Are Change.shop. Check out our fish oils. I think the creatine's the number one seller on our store because it's one of the cleanest, and then the fish oils are the second. So check it out. We Are Change.shop. That's how you support us. Now let's go back to this clip here of Robert O'Neill because again, I think some of the questions he's asking are easily answered.
Then the guy running on the roof, the 30-06, how this dude, he took it apart, he put it together, he got a scope on there, took a cold bore shot, took it apart, jumped down the roof, put it together, wrapped it up.
Now that story contradicted Officially, those were the kind of initial reports. FBI could nit all of that in the butt right now by releasing the full video. For some reason, they decided to edit it and only highlight the video of the guy running off the roof. Show us what happened before. Did he take it off? Did he take it on? It looks like he does have the rifle in a towel. And I've seen other people do analysis because people are like, looking at the video, he doesn't have a rifle. I've seen other people do similar type of analysis with surveillance cameras from the same kind of distance. They have something that resembles a firearm, and then they have a towel, and then they kind of run around with it, and it kind of looks exactly the same like that. Okay? So that was disproven too, because people originally were like, where is it? Well, it's very grainy footage, and I think that's also very easily explained. Now, did he disassemble the rifle right after? It doesn't look like it, but I don't know. FBI could release the full video, nip all this in the butt. Please release it as soon as possible. Nip it all in the butt here. Now, allegedly, he got up on the roof, then assembled the rifle, right? Did he assemble the scope too? Was the scope already on there? Was the rifle zeroed in? I want to know. As now this guy's not cooperating with law enforcement, not telling them any kind of details. We don't know. So it looks like he did leave a screwdriver up there. And it looks like he took the shot, didn't disassemble, and just ran with it in the towel. And then dropped it off in the kind of building next to someone's like chicken coop. Next to an abandoned building that the campus university owned.
All of the texts he's sending that don't sound like any 22-year-old I know. And then, I mean...
Now, the text could be interpreted in many different ways. We know he did say the word vehicle during a previous traffic stop a couple years ago, but who texted the vehicle? Again, now, a logical explanation for the text messages could be there could be more people involved, and this guy could be covering it up. Or someone else could be involved. Someone else could have taken the shot or done something else. And this guy, autistic type of person, sends these kind of text messages to kind of implicate himself. But in reality, either totally exonerate his furry boyfriend, or worst case scenario, feds came in and they faked it and by sim hacking him. I don't know. Which one is it? No clue. But the text message exchange was weird. And this kid was reported to be very smart. And then he's like confessing to all the kind of things that are essentially the biggest holes in this official story. That's just weird.
And that's enough, and I'm on the side of the simplest thing is usually what happened. But the moment you ask a question, you get torn down. And it's like, even with, if I said it doesn't make sense, I'm like, why are you saying Israel did it? I'm like, I didn't say that.
Now, there are people who are saying that, but there's also a lot of people insinuating, oh, it's Israel, oh, yeah, it's Israel. And I'm like, as of right now, we don't have any proof. We don't have any evidence, right? If you have proof and evidence, provide it. But there's a lot of people online who are saying it, and this is how you muddy the waters. This is how you destroy any type of legitimate questioning. You bring in the crazies and have the crazies say, yeah. Now, other individuals like Candace Owens didn't ever say that it was the Jewish people, but it's fair to say that there's kind of an innuendo, kind of, right? I think that's fair to assume here. And there are people saying, yeah, absolutely. Now, a lot of those people are being lumped in with people just asking questions. A lot of people aren't just asking questions. A lot of people just want to send out that innuendo and just want to blame everything on one particular group of people. That is true, too.
I'm just saying it doesn't look good. And the second you bring it up, okay, is it? I mean, and with AI and me, especially like with the Bin Laden right now, if I don't see it, I need verification somehow. But when so I wasn't there, so I can't say anything for certain. But is it true that as soon as he was down, his security team took his lapel mic off, gave it to someone else that ran off? What did they do with the SIM card? Did someone take that camera that was right behind him down? Why?
Well, they have the footage, and it's very graphic, horrible footage, right? It's up close and personal. As a lot of people close to him don't want to keep seeing that footage. I don't want to keep seeing that footage personally. My suggestion was, hey, give it to a trusted independent third party. Let them kind of analyze it. And then I don't want to see any of the gory stuff personally. And I just don't want to see it. And I don't want it out there personally. That's just me, And I think that's a fair medium. Now, to assume, oh, yeah, that Charlie Kirk's own kind of security was involved here when he hired them, and it was his security company. I don't know. I think there could be some criticism against maybe some of the security, because I think the security did kind of goof up here, and they should have been a little bit more serious about the situation, especially with all the threats, and also chatter online, as there were people online predicting and talking how this was going to happen. That's also weird. That's also strange.
Why did they contaminate a crime scene immediately? Is it paved over? Did they rebuild it? Is all of that true? I don't.
That's usually what happens, though. When there usually is a tragedy, there usually is a kind of reconstruction of the area. That does typically happen, by the way.
I don't know. But the second you ask, I'm anti-Semitic, and I'm like, I didn't even bring up Israel. Why are you bringing up Israel? Is someone getting paid to defend them for something I'm not even talking about? And all of a sudden, I'm a conspiracy theorist. It's like, no, I've killed a bunch of people for the country. A great American was killed in front of everyone in America. He was for this country. I would like to know why. And stop.
Yeah, to be fair, Bibi didn't do anyone any favors by coming out and doing 2 videos, man. I didn't do it. Everyone's like, what? Huh? Weird.
Bullshitting me.
Yes, 100%. Yes, you said it very well. Yeah, the moment.
Now again, just release the data, release the autopsy, release the full footage from the roof that the FBI had of the guy running away. Let's try to understand it. Now, again, some of the things I agree with, some of the things I disagree with. He also appeared on the Piers Morgan show, and then he talked about how he doubts how Charlie Kirk, shooter, was able to assemble and take part the rifle fast enough. Now, again, there's contradictions, as people are saying that was the kind of initial version of events that people were sharing. It wasn't true, and that the rifle was never dismantled after the shot, and that it was found fully put together. Now, I was asking those questions too in the beginning, because there was versions of events coming out saying, okay, he had the rifle. He had the rifle in a way where he had it like underneath his armpit through his legs. That's how he was able to kind of bend his knees and walk around. That's how he was able to carry the rifle, right? And if you look at it, it makes sense. Because otherwise, if you put just a whole full rifle down your pants, you're not going to be able to bend your knees. Now, if you put the top of the rifle part here, and then, a little bit down by your thighs, that makes sense, right? Goes up there on the roof, then assembles it, leaves the screwdriver, takes the shot, runs away, never disassembles the rifle. That makes sense. Then has it in a towel. Then a lot of those theories say, no, he didn't have it, are disproven through, of course, the kind of surveillance stuff. Then he just kind of leaves it, drops it off at this one particular area, right? So in this way, people are saying, come on, really? That makes sense. Now, I want an official timeline of everything that happened step by step in order to silence a lot of the theories out here.
If you were doing that with all your training, you were one of the most elite guys in special forces in American history. If you were dismantling this precise rifle, how long would it take you to do it?
A 30-06, well, it's going to take several minutes. I can't even remember I grew up, my first rifle was a 30-06 in Montana, and I can't remember the last time I took it apart. I could take the bolt out, clean that off, but in order to break it down to the point where you can even walk with a limp, it's going to take a solid 5 minutes, I would guess, with different. I don't even think you use that type of a screwdriver that he had with his DNA conveniently all over it, because everything you touch has your DNA on it. It's just
so again, he's like, how could he carry it again through this part?
Taking it apart, putting it together, taking a shot, cold bore, by the way, where your scope wasn't on there, taking it back apart, putting it in your pants, climbing down a fence, getting back into the woods, putting it together as you're on the run, wrapping it in a towel, then driving 200 miles away to type.
And again, that doesn't look like it's true. It looks like he just had it in a towel and just dropped it off nearby.
I love the 300 lines of text. It's just none of it makes sense to me. Again, I'm not conspiring with anybody, and I'm not saying it was something that it's not. And like Mike was saying, it's usually the most obvious thing that happened is what happened. I wish it never happened, but so many things just don't add up to me.
Yeah, now I have my own particular questions. Even with the whole Bin Laden thing, like the whole Bin Laden story changed multiple times. I'm still confused about what happened on that whole entire raid, on that whole entire situation. Now, again, lots of people involved here, lots of people threatening to sue, lots of people suing. There's also now conversations about a man cheering. This man actually came forward, and I watched the video of him talking about how he was trying to distract the shooter so Charlie could get away. That's his official explanation. Some people say it's weird because it looks like he's celebrating. Some people are saying, no, he was just, I don't know, just reacting in a way where he was trying to distract the shooter. Candace is saying she's trying to identify him, talk to him. I did see a video that he released. And again, the conspiracies are abuzz here. There's also this kind of kerfuffle here, talking about UTC, MDT, time zones that it looks like Candace got wrong here, and then she got fact-checked on with some particular planes. Again, all of these things could be dispelled with just a lot of the kind of public information that's already out there, but just more thoroughly released. I don't think it hurts to release the autopsy report. I don't think it hurts to release the full video on the rooftop. And I think in order to satiate, in order to make people and everyone understand, I think it's important to release here. Now, some of the questions, a little bit ridiculous, but hey, we have to have a conversation with everyone, and I think it is important to have that conversation. If you agree, share this video. Thank you so much for supporting me on WeAreChange.shop. I want to be here for you guys doing that. This is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on YouTube.com/WeAreChange.